Good morning. Um, so we are going to continue where Mrs. Recio left off before spring break for reading The House on Mango Street. That's going to be what we continue the next few weeks as we're going through e-learning during this pandemic. So you can access our book, The House on Mango Street, for free on this website. I have posted this link on Edsby so that you can access it. The good news is that you can work at your own pace. So the way that this is going to work is I will upload videos of myself reading the book to you so that you can listen and follow along. And then I will also post the questions for your reading response and the double entry journals. So you are going to keep up with those things during this time. You can choose to do it with pen and paper or pencil and paper like you were doing in class in a notebook or on sheets of paper. You can also do it in a word processor. So in the notes part of your phone or in a Word document on a computer. You also have access for free to any Office products using Office 365. If that's something that you would like to use on your phone or on a different device, I have created a video and posted it to Edsby on how you can use Office 365 if you don't know how. At the end of the week on Friday, before the end of a school day at 3:40 p.m., all of your work from the week is due on Edsby. So I will show you how to submit those things online. And like I said, you can work at your own pace throughout the week. If you want to catch up, do it all in one day, or if you want to do a little bit every day, that is your choice, as long as you are turning in your assignments by Friday at 3:40 p.m. Okay, so today we are going to read Vignette 29 and Vignette 30, and there are only reading response journals for this. You do not need to do a double entry journal for Vignettes 29 and Vignettes 30. Oh, my baby's awake. Be right back.
Penny. Oh, bless you. Bless you. Oh, bless you. Say hi, everybody. You better do good in school.
Okay. 4 skinny trees. They are the only ones who understand me. I am the only one who understands them. 4 skinny trees with skinny necks and pointy elbows like mine. 4 who do not belong here, but are here. 4 raggedy excuses planted by the city. From our room, we can hear them, but Ninny just sleeps and doesn't appreciate these things. Their strength is secret. They send ferocious roots beneath the ground. They grow up and they grow down and grab the earth between their hairy toes and bite the sky with violent teeth and never quit their anger. This is how they keep. Let one forget his reason for being. They'll all droop like tulips in a glass, each with their arms around the other. Keep, 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 trees say when I sleep. They teach. When I am too sad and too skinny to keep keeping, when I am a tiny thing against so many bricks, then it is I look at trees. When there is nothing left to look at on this street, 4 who grew despite concrete, 4 who reach and do not forget to reach, 4 whose only reason is to be and be. So let's look at the questions for your notes. So don't forget the pieces that go into your reading response journal. You will need to include the vignette number, remember, number 29. The vignette title was 4 skinny trees. You also need to list characters that are present at this time, setting details, plot summary, any connections you're making, whether it's connections to another text, connections to the world, connections to yourself. And then you have 3 reflection questions. So the first question, What are 3 things Esperanza has in common with the trees? Number 2, compare the tone of this vignette with the mention of the trees in the first vignette. How have Esperanza's feelings changed about the trees? So you'll need to use that online PDF resource to go back and look at our very first vignette that we read and see how Esperanza feels about the trees in the neighborhood. Remember, tone is the attitude of the speaker. Our speaker here is Esperanza. So look at the way she feels about those trees and how does it change to vignette 29. And then number 3, what does Esperanza learn from the trees? Make sure you are using text evidence from this short vignette to support your answers, and you are using complete sentences when answering these questions. So my suggestion now is to pause this video and go ahead and answer these questions before we go on to read vignette number 30. Okay, so vignette number 30 is called No Speak English. Mamacita is the big mama of the man across the street. 3rd floor front. Rachel says her name ought to be Mama Sota, but I think that's mean. The man saved his money to bring her here. He saved and saved because she was alone with the baby boy in the country. He worked 2 jobs. He came home late and he left early every day. Then one day, Mamacita and the baby boy arrived in a yellow taxi. The taxi door opened like a waiter's arm. Out stepped a tiny pink shoe, a foot soft as a rabbit's ear. Then the thick ankle, a flutter of hips, fuchsia roses and green perfume. The man had to pull her. The taxicab driver had to push, pull, push, pull. Oh, poof. Was that a burp? All at once, she bloomed, huge, enormous, beautiful to look at. From the salmon pink feather on the tip of her hat to the little rosebuds of her toes. I couldn't take my eyes off her tiny shoes. Up, up, up the stairs she went with the baby boy in a blue blanket, the man carrying her suitcases, her lavender hat boxes, a dozen boxes of satin high heels. Then we didn't see her. Somebody said because she's too fat. Somebody because of the 3 flights of stairs. But I believe she doesn't come out because she is afraid to speak English. And maybe this is so since she only knows 8 words. She knows to say, "He not here," for when the landlord comes. No speak English if anybody else comes. And holy smokes. I don't know where she learned this, but I heard her say it one time and it surprised me. My father says when he came to this country, he ate ham and eggs for 3 months. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Ham and eggs. That was the only word he knew. He doesn't eat ham and eggs anymore. Bless you. Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you. Whatever her reasons, whether she is fat or can't climb the stairs or is afraid of English, she won't come down. She sits all day by the window and plays the Spanish radio show and sings all the homesick songs about her country in a voice that sounds like a seagull. Home, home. Home is a house in a photograph, a pink house, pink as hollyhocks, with lots of startled light. So I have a picture here of what hollyhocks look like so that you can kind of picture that imagery in your mind. Here's a picture of hollyhocks. This is not the first time you've heard hollyhocks in this novella. It must be something common to our writer, Sandra Cisneros. She tends to use this a lot. So here is an image of hollyhocks. Notice they come in all these beautiful colors. Okay, let's go back. The man paints the walls of the apartment pink, but it's not the same, you know. She still sighs for her pink house, and then I think she cries. I would. Sometimes the man gets disgusted. He starts screaming, and you can hear it all the way down the street. "Ay," she says. She is sad. Oh, he says, not again. Cuando, she asks. Ay, caray, we are home. This is home. Here I am and here I stay. Speak English. Speak English. Christ. Ay, mamacita, who does not belong. Every once in a while, she lets out a cry, hysterical, high, as if he had torn the only skinny thread that kept her alive, the only road out to that country. And then, to break her heart forever, the baby boy who has begun to talk starts to sing the Pepsi commercial he heard on TV. No speak English, she says to the child who is singing in the language that sounds like 10. No speak English, no speak English, and bubbles into tears. No, 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 as if she can't believe her ears. So again, there is just a reading response journal for this, no double entry journal. So here are your questions. Let me move the recording so you can see them. So remember, your note-taking response journal needs the vignette title, which is No Speak English. The number is number 30. You also need to list the characters present in this story, the setting, the plot summary, any connections, again, that you're making, whether they're personal, they're text-to-world connections, or they remind you of something else you've read or seen before. There are 3 questions that go with this vignette. First one, why does Mamacita move to Mango Street and how does she adjust to the move? Number 2, which English phrases can Mamacita use? Why are each of these phrases useful for her? And number 3, what breaks Mamacita's heart and why? Again, make sure you are using text evidence to support your answers and that your answers are in complete sentences. I would suggest pausing this video now for these questions. Okay, so those are your 2 vignettes for today. Remember, you can work at your own pace, but all of the week's work is done by Friday at 3:40 p.m. It is due as an upload to Edsby for a grade for quarter 4. Again, you can use paper pencil, paper pen, or if you would like to type it up, you can create a note on your phone, or you can use Microsoft 365 in a Word document. If you need help accessing Microsoft 365, each of you has an account for free. You can go ahead and watch the video I've created to show you how to access that app on your phone or a different device. All right, I hope you have a nice day.